Phone lights up again. Someone needs an answer. Someone cannot find what they need. Someone wants you to decide what happens next. And before you have checked what is happening inside your own heart, you are already solving, arranging, reminding, calming, driving, paying, or saying, "It is okay. I will handle it." If that is your life, stay here. This is not another message telling you to be stronger. It is not permission to abandon the people who truly need your care. It is an invitation to notice something you may have ignored for a long time. Everyone may lean on you, but you were never meant to carry every person, every decision, and every outcome alone. Maybe you are the one who remembers the appointments, watches the children, checks the medicine, calls the relatives, keeps track of the bills, notices the change in someone's voice, and prevents the small problem from becoming a crisis. Perhaps no one officially gave you this role. It simply became yours because you were dependable. You saw what needed to be done, and you did it. Then you did it again. Eventually, your help became the structure holding everything together. People may call you strong. They may say, "I do not know what we would do without you." That can sound like love, and sometimes it is. But it can also leave you with a question you rarely say aloud: what happens if I cannot keep doing this? The heaviest part may not be the visible work. It may be the constant alertness. Even when you sit down, part of you is listening for the next request. Even when the house is quiet, your mind is checking tomorrow's problems. You are not only carrying tasks. You are carrying the fear of what might happen if you miss one. And because you love these people, you may feel guilty for being tired. You may tell yourself that a good parent, spouse, adult child, sibling, friend, or caregiver would not need a break. You may compare your exhaustion with someone else's suffering and decide that your own limits do not count. But needing support does not cancel your love. Having limits does not make your care false. A human body can become exhausted. A mind can become overloaded. A heart can become resentful when it is never allowed to be honest. None of that means you are a bad person. It means you are a person. Take one slow breath. Do not solve anything during this breath. If it feels safe, place your hand over your heart and finish these 2 sentences quietly. The person or situation I keep carrying is. I am afraid that if I stop, then. Do not make the answer sound spiritual. Let it be specific. I am carrying my mother's appointments. I am carrying my partner's decisions. I am carrying my child's fear. I am carrying the peace in this whole family. And then name the fear. If I stop, someone will be hurt. They will be angry. They will think I do not love them. Everything will fall apart. I will have failed. That fear deserves to be brought into the light, because an unnamed fear can quietly become a command. It can tell you to answer every message, prevent every disappointment, and take responsibility for choices that are not yours. There is another tender truth here. Being needed can become part of how you know you matter. If you have spent years being the capable one, help may feel safer to give than to receive. Solving a problem gives you a role. Asking for help makes you visible in a different way. It means another person may say no. It means the task may be done differently. It means you cannot control the whole result. So you keep helping, even after help has turned into overfunctioning. You remind an able adult again because it is faster than waiting. You make the decision because conflict feels harder. You absorb someone's frustration because you want peace. You take one more task because explaining your limit feels selfish. There may be an unspoken agreement inside you. If I stay useful, I will stay loved. If I keep everything calm, I will be safe. If I never need anything, I will not become a burden. That agreement may have helped you survive an earlier season. But it asks for a terrible price. It turns every limit into a threat and every request for help into evidence that you are failing. Tonight, you do not need to condemn that part of you. You can thank it for trying to protect you, and then tell it the truth. Love that depends on your constant self-erasure is not the only kind of love available to you. This is not a reason to blame yourself. These patterns often grow out of love, necessity, family history, or seasons when there truly was no one else. Some responsibilities cannot simply be dropped. A child still needs care. A vulnerable adult may need medication, food, transport, or protection. A crisis may require you to act. Faithfulness is not pretending those needs are unreal. But urgent care and total control are not the same thing. Loving someone does not give you the power to manage every consequence of that person's life. You can remain dependable without being available every minute. You may have learned to measure love by how much discomfort you can absorb. Yet love is not proved by becoming invisible. A relationship is not made healthier when one person must have no needs so everyone else can keep having theirs. In Mark chapter 6, the disciples were surrounded by people coming and going. The needs were so constant that they did not even have time to eat. Jesus did not shame them for feeling the strain. He invited them to come away to a quiet place and rest for a while. Notice what the passage does not say. It does not say every need had disappeared. It does not say the disciples had finished everything. The invitation to rest came while life was still demanding. Rest was not a prize for finally becoming unnecessary. It was part of remaining human in the middle of service. This does not mean every caregiver can leave the house tonight or take a long retreat. Your circumstances may be complicated. Rest may begin with 10 undisturbed minutes, a meal eaten sitting down, one phone call you do not answer immediately, or one person who knows the truth about how close to empty you feel. The form can be small. The truth beneath it is not. God does not require you to deny your limits in order to prove your faithfulness. There is a similar moment in Exodus. Moses is trying to handle the people's disputes from morning until evening. His father-in-law, Jethro, watches and tells him plainly, "What you are doing is not good. You will wear yourself out, and the people with you as well. The work is too heavy for you alone." Moses is told to share responsibility with trustworthy people. That is a striking correction. Moses was doing meaningful work. People genuinely needed guidance. Yet the way the responsibility was organized was unsustainable. Sharing the load was not betrayal. Structure was not a lack of compassion. Accepting help protected both Moses and the people depending on him. This matters because a family can become organized around one person's overextension. Everyone may be kind. Everyone may have good intentions. Yet if one person remembers, notices, decides, and repairs everything, the system still depends on that person having no limits. Changing that system can feel uncomfortable before it feels healthier. The first honest request may reveal confusion, resistance, or skills that other people have never had to practice. Discomfort is information. It is not automatically a command to return to the old arrangement. Scripture gives us both sides of this truth. We are called to help carry one another's heavy burdens. We are also reminded that each person has responsibilities that belong to them. Those truths are not enemies. When a burden is crushing someone, love moves toward them. We do not use boundaries as an excuse to ignore a child, abandon an elder, shame a sick person, or leave a vulnerable person in danger. But mutual care does not mean one capable adult must forever carry another capable adult's choices, emotions, and consequences. Sometimes your part is real but smaller than the whole. You may need to drive someone to an appointment, but you cannot make the diagnosis disappear. You may need to prepare a budget, but you cannot control another adult's spending. You may listen to a loved one's pain, but you cannot become the only place they are willing to seek help. You may guide your child, but you cannot live tomorrow on your child's behalf. This is where guilt can become confusing. Guilt is useful when it points to a real wrong that needs repair. But guilt is not always proof that you are doing something wrong. Sometimes guilt appears because you are doing something new. If your family is used to immediate access to you, a healthy delay may feel unkind at first. If you are used to preventing every disappointment, allowing someone to experience a manageable consequence may feel frightening. Before obeying guilt, ask what it is accusing you of. Are you failing a necessary duty, or are you refusing a responsibility that never truly belonged to you? Is someone unsafe, or are they simply unhappy with your limit? Is this a crisis, or is your body reacting as if every request is a crisis? Let us make this practical. If you can, take a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. Draw 3 simple columns. You do not need to organize your entire life. Choose the one situation that came to mind earlier. At the top of the first column, write, "What is mine to do today?" This column is for your real, present responsibility. Not every possible future problem. Not what would make everyone perfectly comfortable. What is actually yours today? It might be giving a child dinner, confirming a medical appointment, paying a bill you agreed to pay, telling the truth about a mistake, or keeping a safety plan. Keep this column honest and limited. Fix my entire family is not a task. Call the clinic before 5 is a task. Make sure no one is ever upset is not a task. Speak calmly and clearly at tonight's conversation is a task. At the top of the second column, write, "What can be shared or clearly requested?" This is where invisible labor becomes visible. Could another relative make one call? Could your partner handle transport? Could an adult child research 2 options? Could a friend sit with the person you care for while you attend your own appointment? Could a church, community service, respite program, counselor, doctor, or support group help with a need your family cannot carry alone? Do not write, "I need more help." Write a request that another person can understand and answer. Try this sentence, "I can help with this part, but I cannot carry the whole decision alone. Can you take care of ____ by tomorrow?" The blank matters. Put one action in it. Call the insurance company. Pick up the prescription. Stay with Dad from 2 until 4. Choose between these 2 appointment times. Clear help has a task, a person, and a time. The other person may not respond exactly as you hope. This exercise is not a promise that everyone will suddenly become responsible. It is a way of ending the habit of silently hoping people will notice, then feeling alone when they do not. A clear request gives the relationship truthful information. At the top of the third column, write, "What outcome is not mine to control?" This may be the hardest column. You can make the call, but you cannot control the answer. You can offer wise counsel, but you cannot force an adult to follow it. You can apologize, but you cannot decide when another person forgives. You can prepare carefully, but you cannot guarantee that tomorrow will be easy. This column is not where you stop caring. It is where you stop claiming a power no human being has. An outcome can matter deeply and still remain outside your control. Let us pray slowly. You do not need to sound strong while you pray. God, you know the people I love, the responsibilities I carry, and the fears I rarely say aloud. You know which tasks are necessary, which burdens have become hidden, and which outcomes I keep trying to control. Give me wisdom to see what is truly mine to do today. Help me do that part with care, honesty, and patience. Where someone vulnerable depends on me, show me how to protect them without pretending I have endless strength. Show me what can be shared. Give me courage to ask clearly instead of waiting until I am resentful or empty. Bring trustworthy people, wise professionals, and practical support into the places that are too heavy for one person. And show me what is not mine to control. I release the belief that love requires me to guarantee every outcome. I release another adult's choices, the reactions I cannot manage, and the future I cannot secure tonight. When guilt rises, help me examine it with truth. If I have neglected a real responsibility, give me humility to repair it. If I am feeling guilty only because I have a limit, help me remain gentle and clear. Jesus, you welcomed tired servants to come away and rest. Teach me to receive that invitation without shame. Let rest become part of faithful care, not something I postpone until no one needs me. Protect my heart from bitterness. Protect my body from being ignored. Protect the people I love from depending on a structure that requires one person to disappear inside it. Tonight, I place these three things before you: what is mine, what can be shared, and what I cannot control. Give me grace for my part, courage for the conversation, and peace for the outcome. Amen. Pause and look for the column that makes your chest tighten. That reaction may show you where responsibility and fear have become tangled. Do not force yourself to solve the tangle tonight. Circle one item. If it is in the first column, choose the next small action. If it is in the second, name the person you will ask. If it is in the third, whisper, God, this matters to me, but it is not mine to control. Imagine that you are arranging care for your father. In the first column, your task today may be to confirm Friday's doctor appointment. In the second, you ask your sister to collect the prescription by tomorrow, and you ask the clinic whether transport support is available. In the third, you place your father's reaction to the appointment and the doctor's final answer. You still care about those outcomes. You simply stop treating care as if it gives you control. Or perhaps the weight is emotional. A family member calls whenever they are distressed, and you have become the only person who calms them. Your first column may say, listen for 20 minutes and speak honestly. Your second may say, ask them to contact their counselor or another trusted person, and tell my partner I need an uninterrupted hour afterward. Your third may say, whether they approve of my limit. The columns do not make the relationship cold. They keep care from becoming a role that consumes the whole person giving it. A boundary should not be used to punish someone through silence, disappearance, or withheld essential care. A healthy boundary tells the truth about what you can do, what you cannot do, and what needs another plan. You might say, I can talk for 20 minutes, but I cannot stay on the phone all night. You might say, I will help arrange the appointment, but I cannot make this decision for you. You might say, I need another adult present for this conversation. Or, I cannot safely provide all of this care by myself anymore. We need professional guidance and a shared plan. If you are caring for a child, an elder, someone who is ill, disabled, or otherwise vulnerable, make changes carefully. Necessary care must remain safe. Ask relatives, medical professionals, social services, your faith community, respite care resources, or other qualified local support to help build a realistic plan. You do not have to wait until collapse before saying the current arrangement is not sustainable. And if your situation includes violence, threats, self-harm risk, serious mental illness, a medical emergency, or a level of exhaustion that makes safe care impossible, this video is not enough. Contact local emergency services or a qualified professional, and tell a trustworthy person what is happening. Seeking skilled help is not a spiritual failure. It is one way of protecting life. Before you leave, look again at your 3 columns. You do not need to rebuild your whole family tonight. Choose one faithful step. Your step might be small. Complete one necessary task and then stop. Send one clear request to a trustworthy person. If care no longer feels safe, tell your doctor, pastor, counselor, friend, or relative, I am not managing this safely by myself. A non-urgent problem can remain unsolved until morning. Someone may still be disappointed. The request may still be difficult. Rest may feel unfamiliar. None of that automatically means the step is wrong. Love does not require you to become the answer to every question. Responsibility has a limit because control has a limit. The people you care for also need the truth about the help you need. If you would like prayer, you can write only what feels safe. Please pray for the one who carries everyone. You do not need to explain private family details. Let this be a quiet place where people can acknowledge the weight without judging one another. For tonight, ask the question you so often ask everyone else: what do I need in order to remain present, honest, and safe? Then let one task be shared. Let one outcome rest outside your hands. And let yourself be a person who can receive care, too.